The people have the right to know, and because they have the right to know, it is the work of the journalist to let them know. So this is why we have within the police the Media and Public Relations Department. They have the sacred responsibility to maximize positive news about the institution and equally to minimize negative news about the institution. So we interface with the guests on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on an hourly basis, or minute by minute, as the case may be. So this is why our doors are always open. Come over to us. We are willing and ready to provide you the required information. The reason why we are doing this one, if you read about perception, they say for people to form a kind of negative perception about an institution, it boils down to the fact that they lack sufficient knowledge about the operations of the institution. And so because they lack appropriate knowledge or sufficient knowledge about the institution, they form their own opinion. So this is why we always make sure that we call you around and that we inform you, we give you relevant information about our operations. For the week under review, so many things happened. And then this is why we have a galaxy of officers, very senior officers at the tactical as well as the strategic cadre within the Salon Police Force. They are here to provide the required information. On the side of the Media and Public Relations Department, let me officially inform you that we trained a total of 55 media personnel within the police last week between the 4th and the 5th of May 2022 at the Salon Peacekeeping and Law Enforcement Academy. So those guys are going to be posted, or they are going to be deployed to every police division within Sierra Leone, and they are going to be the focal persons to be talking to the press. In other words, if you now go to Longley, when we shall have completed the postings for them or the deployment, if you go to Longley as a journalist, you now have somebody to talk to, somebody who is there to seek your interest. It's not going to be like before. And then that one is also going to help the SLP, because that's the dream of the IGP, that we must have what we call seamless flow of information. Information coming from bottom, and it has to go right up there. So it's that kind of bottom top or top bottom flow of information. So anytime from now, maybe between now and next week, they are going to be redeployed as information officers. And then I'm sure you're going to be working with them, because sometimes you might go to the divisions or the stations and you require information, and then you now know I have to talk to the media, to the information officer, and it's going to be of help to you. And then again, you might even want to know some of the issues we covered in that training. We looked at interview techniques. We also looked at editing and fact-checking skills. We looked at professional policing ethics. We also looked at basic photographic skills. We looked at the media code of practice. You cannot practice journalism without talking about the media code of practice. So we looked into that one so that they become aware of what is within. We also looked at the right to access information 2013. And then there's going to be a kind of organogram. In other words, we start from down there and then move on to the region as regional media officers, and then they come to the center where you have police headquarters. So they were taken through all those ones, and I'm sure it came out very clearly. Somebody from SLBC was there, AYV, and then they reported about it, I'm sure. Again, something happened yesterday. No, the day before yesterday, that was on Tuesday. And on Tuesday was, I think, the 11th.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah.
You know, we have our guys out there. Let me lay the foundation.
The 10th.
Okay. Let me lay the foundation. According to Act number 7 of 1964, that's the Police Act, functions were specified that the police are supposed to perform. They say we should protect lives and property. We should enforce relevant laws. We should maintain law and order. We should prevent and detect crime. We should investigate and prosecute offenders. And then we also have the mandate to even regulate the free flow of traffic. And so when you see a policeman, you see the state, because he is a representative of the state. This is why they carry the coat of arms. So when you see a traffic officer who is a policeman, he is there performing the job he is supposed to perform as provided for by the 1964 Police Act. And if you check the Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act number 6 of 1991, if you read section 155 going down to section 158, specifically they make reference to the police. And if you read section 188 of the same Constitution, it adopted the 1964 Police Act. So in other words, the Police Act is a statutory instrument, but we also have the constitutional instrument providing for us to exist. So we are not just coming from the blues, we are not just coming from Mars. We are on planet Earth and we are doing what we are supposed to do. And so sometime last year, we agreed that we must preserve the sanctity of the central business district. In other words, we must not allow, well, Okada riders. It's like the Okada is not an engineer. The motorcycles, those guys who are doing the motorcycles. We agreed. We had a meeting here with the executive, and we told them we are not going to allow them to be breaching the CBD. They must not come to the CBD. They must stay out of the CBD. They cannot play, but they must stay out of the CBD. Because don't forget that people come to this country and they see how we operate and they treat us, or maybe they are going to respect us based on the things they see we do. So there was an agreement. Surprisingly, we still have to be out there to make sure that they do not come in. That should not be the case. If they say don't come here, don't go there. But they keep coming. And over and again, we keep changing our mode of operations. So we have this central team. They were out there at Siaka Stephen Street performing their duties. And then one of the officers intercepted a motorbike, interrogated him, and whilst he was doing the interrogation, these guys came from nowhere. And they came and they were insisting that he has to let go the rider as well as the motorcycle, the motorbike, the Okada. Fair enough, the Okada rider said, and I can quote him, "Na left me and the policeman will be na left me." But the guys were insistent. They were insistent. And then they forced the police officer to give away, if I put it that way, to give away the bike. And then they forcefully took the bike away from the police officer. And the next step was to take the motorbike or the motorcycle that the police were using. So it was then the scuffle came in. And this guy from nowhere came and collared the police. It's not a pillion. Equally so, it wasn't a rider. It wasn't a pillion. It wasn't a rider. It came from the group. In fact, from his statement, I spoke with him personally. He said, "Hey, Mama, let me send me." So he met the incident and then he became part of the incident. And then he was like, he was the main protagonist. You saw what happened, you saw the video. That one was very embarrassing. You cannot behave to a policeman the way he behaved to that police officer. He was even forcing the police officer on the ground. But let me report to you, we came out with a clear statement. I made some moves. I had to inform the Human Rights Commission. I have a reason for informing them. I informed them officially. that this is the situation, and I gave them the video, let them see. So we are doing our investigations because we have the money to do it. And then we are going to test the law. We are going to test the law. Sometimes you have to test the law. Under the criminal justice system, it's a kind of tripartite arrangement. Where you have the police, you have the judiciary, and then you have the correctional service. So we are going to play our part by conducting the investigations, and then we take the matter to the second level, that is the judiciary. They have the right to go out to interpret the law and to punish lawbreakers. So we are going to see what they are going to do. But this one is very glaring. The video is out. And then what they did, if you read section 39 of the Police Act of 1964, he must not assault a police officer. It's assault on police. In uniform. Even if he's not in uniform, if he identifies himself to be a policeman, say for example, displaying the ID card for you to see, and you now know this man is a policeman, you're not supposed to assault him. So that guy was assaulted, he was embarrassed, he was humiliated, molested. Like I said in one of the in one of the radio programs, that one is an offense against the state. So it is criminal. When an offense is criminal, it is against the state. So what we expect at the end of the day is punishment. But like I say, it's not our duty to punish anybody. That's not the work of the police. It's not our work. So we are going to investigate like we are doing now, and then we take the matter to court. The press release is here. I'm sure some of you have access to it. But if you don't have it and you want it, we can still provide the press release here, and then you can see. But again, if you look at the trend, we even made reference to the trend of late. What is happening? Every single thing, people will confront the police. Why are you confronting the police? Do you think he's there because he wants to be there? He's there because the law says he has to be there. And if he doesn't go there, he's not going to get his salary. They will sack him. Normal for the Nasan? No. But that's the situation. I chose to become a policeman. I'm qualified to be a lecturer. Far qualified to be a lecturer in the university. But I chose to become a policeman. You chose to become a journalist. So I respect you for what you are. Respect me for what I am. So that should be that spirit of reciprocity. I respect you and then you respect me as well. It's a give and take situation. But if I respect you, I do what I'm supposed to do as a policeman, and you are disrespecting me because I'm a policeman, you're not only disrespecting me, you are disrespecting the state. Because I'm working for the state. This is troubling. But like I said, we are going to test the law. We take it to court, and then we provide the required evidence, and then wait for what's going to happen. So let me stop so far, and then let me now invite the regional commander for Freetown East, Commissioner Aisley, to make a statement or to give updates on behalf of the region.
Good afternoon.
The flag. The flag.
Like Media Morali said, that situation was very embarrassing. And disappointingly, since that day of the incident, the other day up to this morning, no such reporters featured in any of the newspapers. But if it has been the reverse, you guys must have climbed up to the top of the canopy and shouting, the police have assaulted somebody. And when the policeman was dragged disgracefully, others were there clapping, praising the other guy for molesting somebody who is wearing your taxpayers' money uniform. But like he said, we'll test the law and we'll see the outcome. Commissioner Francis says it's my name. I am the regional commander for Freetown East. And for some time now, I've not been coming for this meeting. I've been sending my media officer. But from my end, I have two issues to discuss here. One is about a murder incident which is being investigated by my crime team. There was a quarrel between two brothers, the Kuma family from Nambo, For those of you who know Waterloo, to your fingertips, these two guys are blood brothers. Ali, being the eldest, is 40 years old, and his younger brother, who was later confirmed to be insane, had a brief quarrel over food. Ali was in his house. He stays there with his family. Kasim goes and comes. Ali was having his lunch. Kasim just popped in and met his elder brother eating. Well, without invitation for us Africans, in our local parlance, say, well, let me eat here, or make I eat here, something like that. I think he dipped his hands into the food, and the eldest brother removed his hand, shook it, and just dashed it away. He said, so you don't eat with your hands. He then stepped into the food. There brought up the fight between the eldest brother and the younger brother. Kasim, who was later confirmed to be insane, took a knife and stabbed his elder brother on the neck. He collapsed to the ground. He was rushed to the Waterloo Health Center, but gave up the ghost before they could reach. He remains is presently at the morgue at Connaught, and Kasim is helping my guys with the investigation of Waterloo. But after conversation with him, he said he refused him to eat the food, and he first collared him, and they went into a fight. And well, from their exchanging of blows, I think he had a heavier blow than his brother that dropped him to the ground. But when they told him your brother is now there, he said, well, he has gone to sleep. We thought it was just a formality or formula, but the parents later confirmed that Kasim is insane, and he has been in that situation for months or years now. But presently he's in our custody, isolated custody, please. Help you with the investigation. That is from Waterloo. Then from Harbour Division, the pharmaceutical team headed by Mr. Kuruma, a group of journalists and our officers acted upon a tip-off for some drugs belonging to UNICEF, and these free drugs to be supplied to people, and went to this market. Somebody gave the information that a certain shop here with the description Nene Kafumba was having these drug stores in their shop. But upon the tip-off, they would quickly dash to the scene. One Mr. Muhammad was asked to open the door to the shop. Indeed, he opened, and large quantities of these free healthcare drugs and other drugs were found in the shop. Well, upon interrogations, he said he was only asked to keep the drugs there for safety, and samples of these drugs were taken, and the shop was closed with heavy nails and batting. The storekeeper who opened the door for us is present in our custody. Whilst Mr. Kroma and his team took these samples, we are waiting for their returns to give us whether these drugs are government drugs, free healthcare drugs, or otherwise. But the investigation is in progress. From Freetown East, these are the two issues I have for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Two reports, very important. If you need a media code of practice, the first rule is talking about accuracy. And accuracy talks about check and cross check. I listened to the report this morning in a particular area. They were talking something. Somebody who reported as a journalist was reporting something very different. He was reporting about mango. You now get the correct source. He was talking about mango. You know the kind of the mango tip. You can't pick mango. You can't tell them. Completely different from what the usual commander is reporting. So you have to cross check. Sometimes don't depend on what you are told. Go there and clarify things so that you do not ridicule yourself. But let's leave that one. Let me sorry for the regions, and let me acknowledge the presence of our brothers out there who are also connected to us. Let me start with Mr. Kamara. Mr. Kamara is there from the Eastern region. Yes, sir. You can unmute.
How are you?
Fine, sir. Okay, welcome, sir. Thank you very much for.
I am not getting you clearly.
I'm not clear, sir.
I said I'm not getting you clearly.
On mute.
No, he
I
has
have
not.
to call my secret now.
You are okay now, sir? No, I was just acknowledging your presence.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Okay, sir. We also have. I'm also seeing Northwest. Who's over there from Northwest? Northwest. Who's there? Is it the great Marcus?
Yeah, of course, sir.
Okay. Marcus, we are just acknowledging your presence. When it is time for you to report, we can. Who is there again? Who is there again?
Yeah, Paul, Chief Inspector. Our media officer.
No, no, somebody else is connected apart from the two of you. Somebody else is connected. Infinix Hot 8 Light. Who's using that phone? Who is that? Okay, we move on. When we see the face, we talk to the face. Okay, let's move on. Thank you, sir, for the voice. So we can now move over to Freetown West for his own update. Update from his own region.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Media One, who is sitting in the chair, I want to respect all protocols, existing protocols. For Freetown West, it's relatively calm and quiet than before, and last week. We have few reports. I'll start with the 8th of May. One Sheikh Ahmed Tijan Koroma of Mende Street, Porto, reported that at about 0200 hours, he was attacked and robbed by a group of men. His sin can be identified with machete and a gun. During the process, the sum of 7,800 United States dollars, 14,100,000 yuans, and other valuables were stolen from him. The scene have been visited and a suspect in custody helping with that investigation. The second one was Fodedumbe of Big Water off Main Peninsula Road. He reported of Memuna Tubambo, who was found in a pool of blood, dead. The Adonkia police station visited the scene, get snapshots. 6 people are now in custody, helping with the investigation. Once the corpse of Memuna was taken to mortuary for postmortem examination. She was suspected to have been murdered because her throat was slit. Also, on the same date, 8th of May, Alhaji Aliyu Bari and others of Juba Bridge reported that the Kuma Valley main pipe overflows and causes destruction to the houses. However, police went to the scene and the managing director, Mr. Francis,
also rushed to the scene. They were able to mend the pipe and talk to the people who are affected. But one thing I want to make plain, we've been cautioned that you should have your house 10 feet away from Umabai. It's as a result of these accidents that are taking place, so that it won't affect you. Of course, we also police the Lebanese parliamentary elections at their spoiled residence. It ended up well, without any cause for concern. Also, there was an incident which replicated what happened on Tuesday. Hassan Sise, Ibrahim Sori Mansaye, and Albert Kuruma of Grassfield reported that they were injured as a result of a police officer discharging a weapon. It all started, these officers, based on intelligence, went to that location and arrested somebody with kush and other drugs. When they were about to take him away, these boys confronted the police. They were about to disarm one of the officers of his weapon. They had to release a shot. It was a fragment that caught them. But like we are saying, how can you confront a man with a weapon to take the weapon away from him? We are bringing this to the light so that the press and our Salarian people will know that our youths have to be cautioned. Well, actually, we support also the court. We execute some court orders at Bobo and Sussex, and it ended up successfully. Of course, like the orator I've already mentioned, the report is also in my region. Constable Abi was assaulted by this fellow from nowhere. He actually molested the officer. But Central Division is investigating. We are also providing security for the technical team that are establishing the green belt at Lantotin, Leone, and its surroundings and its environment. So for now, Greater West is calm. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Victor Manfred Williams, Freetown West. I think one thing we didn't mention, when I say we, I'm talking about the police generally. We successfully policed the last NPS. It was very quiet. It came out very well. We made sure it came out very well. So we have to blow our own and let people know that we did that one, because it's our constitutional as well as statutory duty. Let me now invite the third in command. So when we say Delta 1, it means it's the first in command, it's the head, the director. And the second man there is Delta 2. And the third in command is Delta 3. It's like you have Media 1, and then you have Media 2.
And me that.
So for the OSD, the Operational Support Division, for them, the Delta 3, the third in command, is in charge of operations. The second in command is in charge of administration. And then the first in command is providing oversight for operations as well as administration. So let me now invite Dr. Senesi to address the press conference.
senior officers, members of the Fourth Estate, good afternoon, us. I'm Dr. John Martin Tennessee, Deputy Director of Operation Support Division. Of course, on the 11th of May 2022, Operation Support Division personnel supported Freetown West in policing the state's opening of Parliament, which was well policed. Of course, on the same date, I was a supervising officer for both Freetown East and West, assisted by Superintendent Solomon Koroma. On our tour of duty, all what we saw, we need to really commend the two regional commanders, because their men, officers and men are on top of security situation. All the checkpoints were intact, the roadblocks. We talk about the stations. I even have a copy of my report, which I wrote to the Director of Operation, and I gave support copy to the Inspector General of Police. I want to say thanks and appreciation to you, even though the night was very hectic for us. At 0300 hours on today's date, upon our arrival at Freetown West Regional Headquarters, we met another ugly situation there. That I saw one police constable, PC 18531 Kanu age, sustaining some injury on his hand, and I asked her, "Can you please tell me why you are in such mood?" And she said, "Not just me, but look at my colleague. Both of us were assaulted by Grace Koroma." And I asked her to give me the reason for her to assault them. She said, "We saw this lady in one keke approaching the checkpoint adjacent to the Longley police station. But she was so afraid of the checkpoint or the policemen, not so that she set eyes on us, she decided to leave the keke so that she can take escape route of the checkpoint. And they instructed her that please ensure you go through the check-ins. She was having a small pouch with her, according to the explanation, and she threw it to another lady in the keke who escaped with that pouch. But later, because of their professionalism, they applied on her, they searched her. Some amount of dry leaves suspected to be kush, as alleged, was discovered from her. And it, according to their explanation, it was during that course she assaulted both of them. They sustained some human bites from her. Based upon their narrative, I gave instruction to the shift commander that he should ensure that they issue medical form to both of them. That is PC 18531 Awakanu and PC 2118 Yenoture, which they complied, and later instructed one Inspector Kamara as the investigator in charge of the said matter. Indeed, they went to see the medical doctor for his professional advice, and presently the matter is ongoing at the regional headquarters. In relation to what Media One mentioned about the police constable Kanawa who was attacked by some youths, if we can actually go to our constitution, 1991 constitution, and you look at section 16, you will agree with me that it is clearly stated there that someone that threatens to kill or to set a building ablaze, it is the duty of that armed personnel to apply its professionalism by using self-defense, which is also clearly stated in our green card. I think that I quote and unquote, it is a trump card for the Operation Support Division. Whatever force we might want to use, we always reflect on the green card. We can agree today, like for the past few days, what we are seeing, it is not done. The lawlessness of our youth. And we are convinced that if we are really working in partnership with the media, we want you people to help cascade the message to our youth. The violence is too much. Police are human beings. If we are sacrificing, paying the price to save the lives and properties of our citizens, I believe the good citizens should be in position to support us, because without the civilians supporting the police, it is not easy for us to succeed. The police is a community and the community is the police. So you need to help us. At this juncture, I will hold my peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I become so passionate.
Yeah, it's a pretty difficult one. Sometimes you become emotional. Also when you are sacrificing blood of sweat. People they are not recognizing what you're doing. They are not empathic or sympathetic to the situation. Sometimes you need to empathize. It's also good for you to sympathize. And he made one very good reference. You know, me, I eat a lot. I'm gonna become a lawyer anytime soon. I eat a lot. Section 16, subsection 2 of Act number 6 of 1991 is very clear. What we are looking for should be reasonably justifiable. For as long as what you do is reasonably justifiable, especially on the area of self-defense, maybe when you want to effect arrest, whatever comes out of it, if we are able to defend that one in court, we are able to defend it, then it's human being. But that's the situation. Please, let's respect state authorities, state functionaries. Respect whoever is placed above you. I like I'm a Christian, but the Bible says you have to respect those in authorities. The Christians, am I lying? You don't pray for us? Huh?
Lucky is not. Lucky, yeah. Okay, no, Lucky is not. Lucky is not here. He's praying.
Oh, Lucky is not here.
Yeah.
So you are waiting for Lucky?
Yeah, he used to pray for us.
He's
our imam.
Okay, that's the situation anyway. So let me close with for Western, for Freetown. No, not Freetown, for Western here. Let me close by inviting the operations officer at the Criminal Investigations Department, Lieutenant Leone.
Good afternoon, Media One, who doubles as the chairman of the press conference today. The two commanders from the Freetown East and West, operations officer from the Operational Support Division, colleagues, officers, and the First Estate. I have a few cases over the week review, so highlights for the press conference today. I start from the rear. I have a case of an alleged case of an false pretenses. On Friday, the 29th April 2022, the Criminal Investigation Department headquarters, Paneva Road, Freetown, received and information from the Tertiary Education Commission, TEC, of number 8 John Street, Freetown, that Alim Maki Conte, the head of administration and the Professional Global Training institution situated at the old immigration building, Golden Street, Freetown, is operating the said institution without accreditation from the TEC, thereby attempting to undermine the quality management process developed for tertiary education in Sierra Leone. Statement has been obtained from the media, from Nadia Parkinson, the manager for academic program, new institution and registration at the Tertiary Education Commission. Then the Tertiary Education Commission text has provided relevant documents to aid the investigation. Suspect Alim Maki Conte was invited to the office and has been interviewed in respect of the allegation. Progress report is in process for the attention of the authorities. The matter is under investigation. The second case is also an alleged case of an embezzlement. On Thursday, the 5th May 2022 at 19:20 hours, Melvin Campbell of number 7 New Site, Motalo, and the group head of operations, Site Bank of number 31 Sakastevi Street, Freetown, reported on behalf of the bank that on Thursday, the 5th May 2022 at about 1700 hours at Balani and Sons Task Point at Kuchon Road, Freetown, one Adon Levy of Orugu, Allentown, Freetown, and Bob Teller of the said bank received as deposits from various customers the sum of 495,978,000 being payment for Balani and Sons, which the latter converted to his own use and benefit. A team of detectives, along with site and staff, including complainants, visited the scene of crime and Kuchon Road, Freetown. The sum of 32,697,000 was discovered and treated as exhibit. A total of 28 Skybank Lodge voucher slip with a total face value of 481,728,000 was discovered. A team of detectives, along with the Skybank staff, visited suspects' residence at Orugu, Allentown, Freetown, but could not be traced. Warrant of arrest is in force of the suspect. Investigation is in progress. Another case under investigation is an alleged case of cyber stalking and cyber bullying. On Thursday, the 5th May 2022, John Paul Simbu, Assistant Director of Ethics at the National Electoral Commission, NEC, and of number 59C PC Bypass Road, Freetown, assisted by some securities attached National Electoral Commission, NEC, arrested and brought in Musa Raka Kamara of number 16 PC Road and Andrew Raka Kamara of number 4 Ross Road, Freetown, all working at the National Electoral Commission, NEC, and reported that on Thursday, the 5th May 2022 at about 1100 hours, through social media, via WhatsApp group, Electoral Commission Staff Association, the latter created and posted certain audio containing cyber stalking and bullying messages in a bid to damage the characters of the National Electoral Commission authorities, and also made them look low in the eyes of rightful thinking Sierra Leoneans. Statement has been obtained from the complainant and witnesses. 2 suspects have been contemporaneously interviewed, and they are in custody helping the investigation. Request for the analysis of the audio recording has been forwarded to the Cyber Crime Laboratory to aid the investigation. Searches has been conducted in the premises, but nothing of police interest was discovered. Files is to be sent to DPP for further investigation. Another case of embezzlement. On Thursday the 7th, on Saturday the 7th May 2022, the Economic Crime received a transfer case and inquiry file from PC Division for an alleged case of embezzlement. Of course, 4 statements and 5 sets of documents, 1 suspect for continuation of investigation. The report says that it is reported in the case and inquiry file by Gabriel Halali of number 111 Join Hangar Road, Join and of Global Connection Partnership Network, GCPN, that between March 2020 and March 2020 and the 25th of April 2022, Fatmata Veronica Saloko, who was the Finance/Human Resource Officer at the above-mentioned organization, embezzled a sum of 140 million from the organization. Comprehensive additional statement has been obtained from the complainant. The organization has provided relevant documents to aid the investigation. The finance officer in the presence of Fatmata Veronica Saloko is in custody helping the investigation. Now, the last but not the least is a case of an unlawful possession of a substance suspected to be kush. On Monday, the 9th May 2022 at 17:50 hours, the Criminal Investigation Department headquarters received a transfer case and inquiry file containing 3 statements and 1 suspect by the name of Christian Junior Oku of Seku Lane, Lutufung, together with 1 carton containing 3 plastic packets of substances suspected to be kush from the airport division for continuation of investigation. It is stated that in the case and inquiry file that on Saturday the 7th May 2022 about 12:35 hours, Monina Masari, a staff of National Revenue Authority (NRA) Freetown International Airport Loge branch, also of NRA compound Masoya Longe, assisted by Police Constable 18666 Abubakar and 18420 Abubakar Sampo, attached to the Operation Support Division, Longe International Airport Station, arrested and brought in Mohammed Lavali, a cargo agent working for the International Freight Delivery Logistics situated at number 39 Cambo Street, Freetown, and Christian Junior Oku, a Nigerian national, also a clearing and forwarding agent working for a clearing and forwarding Freetown to Leone, and reported that at about 1100 hours on the same date at the new cargo shared Freetown International Airport, Longe, the latter were found in possession of 3 black plastic packets containing green substance suspected to be kush, with airway bill number 02082301612. The matter is under investigation. These are the few cases that we have reported at CID under investigation overview.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the comprehensive report. Maybe if you can work on those ones, you can even spend 2 weeks publishing. Also,
yes, they are good.
2 weeks, very good stories. So sometimes you might even wonder, what is embezzlement? Sometimes, these are things you need to know as a journalist. Because there is a slight difference between embezzlement and lasting servers. Very slight. So this these are things, come over to us, we'll teach you. It's a different one. Try to know. So don't just be saying embezzlement. Okay. So let's move on. Thank you, sir, for the report. We are now moving over to the regions. Eastern region, Commissioner Andrew M. Kamara. Commissioner, sir, you cannot report. You on mute. Commissioner Kamara.
Hello, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Quiet, sir.
Am I audible?
You are audible, sir. Very audible.
Hello?
Go ahead, sir, you are audible.
Are you getting me?
We are getting you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The general security situation in the eastern region is relatively calm. Routine police patrols are ongoing. The SLP and other security sector institutions are monitoring the border crossing points with Liberia and Sierra Leone. On the 7th, which was on Sunday, there was heavy storm in Gandong, which is the headquarters town for Banet Kingdom in Kono. There were a lot of destructions. Houses were destroyed, and a host of other things were also destroyed. But there was no loss of life, and nobody was reported injured. The Provincial Security Coordinator here was informed accordingly, and his office in Freetown was also informed. And we are told that the Disaster Management Unit is planning to visit the place, and they have plans to. There are certain things they are expected to do, which I'm sure they will do relating to the incident. The other one has to do with somebody who is a civilian or a civilian purporting to be a military officer who was arrested in Tankoro. On Sunday, the 8th of May, at 23:40 hours, a joint patrol team, meaning military and the police, on patrol in Tankoro Division, headed by one Chief Inspector Mara, arrested one James Kaya of Tankoro Camp area, Kwedu City. He was dressed in military uniform, and then when he was searched, 37 parcels of dry leaves suspected to be cannabis sativa were found in his possession. So he was brought to Tankoro police station and is currently under investigation. By and large, the region is quiet. As I said earlier, routine day and night patrols are ongoing. That is all I have from the eastern region. Thank you very much.
Most welcome, sir. We've heard from.
I said end of secret from the eastern region.
Well noted, sir. Well noted.
Well noted, sir. Well noted. Well noted. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the report. We now move over to.
Was I audible?
You are very, very audible. Very, very audible. Thank you for the report, sir. Thank you. Northwest.
Was I audible?
You are
audible. You are audible, sir.
Very audible, sir.
Alluding to
Right.
Media One. I'm talking directly to Media One. I'm asking whether he had
Part of the conference, sir.
except and the team.
Okay, I'm
I
here.
have my presentation. That's the question I have.
I'm here. You are audible, sir. Sorry, sir, you are very audible.
Anonymous concerned with your CTF, sir.
Marcos.
Yes, sir.
Marcos, I'm here. Marcos, I'm the chair.
Sir. Was I audible?
Very audible, sir. Very, very audible. Okay,
Thank you
sir.
very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Marcos, you cannot go ahead. And thanks to the rest of the team over there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir, commanders, Eastern East and Eastern West, our Dr. Senesi of Delta Stonehole, colleagues, senior officers, members of the Port Estate, I bring you greetings from the Northwest region. The Northwest region is relatively calm and quiet, with constant day and patrol ongoing. Water towns are effectively patrolled, with no adverse reports reported so far. The area is calm and quiet. No major activity as of now. We are bracing to receive His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Madabio, who will be commissioning the Magere Bridge on Saturday. So we are preparing a constitutional order to police the event. Besides, the area is calm and quiet. Thank you. For this end, I am CSP Amisai Conce, aka Marcos. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, aka Marcos. And you have a very big task ahead. We are expecting the first gentleman of the Republic to visit your end. Please make sure you prepare yourself very well. Thank you for the report. Let me now invite the Deputy Head of Media and Public Relations, Media 2, to lead on the question and answer session.
Thank you very much. Of course, I will start on my immediate left. Then I will move over to my right. First on time, introduce yourself and of course the media house.
The one in front of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm Tambadin, West Africa Civil Society Forum. Before moving further, may I sympathize with the Sierra Leone police, especially the attack that has been reported. These are very gruesome attacks. We will not deviate from the facts. And for the 10th May attack, I will personally say this person was an intruder, and we wholly hope that the law will be very much, considerate in disseminating the facts to what happened to this policeman. For me, I was like a distance from that incident, and there was no support for the police. I will say this outrightly. And even people who were trying to say that, hey, well, this is a policeman, this is a state officer, or this is a state security, they were even good at or even attacked. And me myself here standing, I was even intimidated. I'm here as a civil society activist. At the same time, I'm a local police partnership board member, Zone 8, Central to be precise. And this is a terrain where this took place. And I will again say I sympathize greatly with the Sierra Leone police. And by extension, West African Civil Society Forum is well abreast about this development. And we do compare, because this Civil Society Forum is an umbrella organization that consists of 16 West African countries. So we do ask our compatriots, is this situation happening? Because they have the video now, in Abuja. They have it, and they say that it's far away from what is happening.
And there are a lot of bikes in Nigeria than Sierra Leone. There are a lot of bikes in other West African countries than Sierra Leone, but they are complying. So my take here is that please, the Sierra Leone police, we want to see more robust and more collaboration with local police partnership board. I've mentioned this inter earlier. I think the AIG was here, and I said the role of local police the police cannot police Sierra Leone as a whole. The number of police citizens in this country are well aware that we do sit in forums that they say, a policeman in camp, they counting at 50. Who they are, so we are more than 100. So this is at the back of the mind of those who want to perpetrate violence against the police. So I'm giving this out as a local police partnership board member and also the civil society West African forum. And again, to this other report about the Alim Mackay and these other operations, this idea about Kushta is becoming alarming and worrisome for the vast majority of young people who are in this habit of consuming it and those who are trafficking it. Yeah, and specific laws about Kush, because we are yet to understand whether Kush in Sierra Leone law is, something that is deterred in Sierra Leone laws, or they are not. So we need to come up with strong statements on this, but by and large, it is hindering the society of Sierra Leone. In all reports, almost, Kush has been coming up, and it is a cause for alarm. The trafficking, use, consumption, trade of Kush is becoming alarming and worrisome. Yeah, and again, of course, the Tertiary Education Commission. Please, sir, it's high time that we have them go about their mandates and implement their mandate to the fullest. Tertiary Education Commission, we need to do that to them, sir. And we would not like to stop here, but civil society would like to come up with a very strong press statement next week around the issues of police safety, police operation, and police mandates. I'll raise my case for now. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Next, yes, Saidu.
My name is Saidu Dumbuya, and I write for the exclusive newspaper. Police officers have been supplied with the rice, which many of them have condemned the quality of the rice supplied to them. And we are being informed again that police officers, the authorities concerned owe them 7 bags of rice. We would like you to shed light on this. And the man that is responsible for the supply of this consignment, we would like you to invite him here for him to come and explain to us as to why the rice is somehow having problem. Of course, some police officers have said that it has maggots and a lot of particles. So we'd like you to invite this man for him to come here and explain to us. And so the CID, before now, we've had 2 Nigerians were arrested, allegedly having involving in money, counterfeit dollars. Of course, they were arrested for having tramadol. You charge them for possession of tramadol, but you didn't charge them for possessing fake dollars. We would like you to throw light on this. Why did you charge them only for tramadol instead of fake dollars? Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Yes, Baba.
My name is Ahmed Papa, reporting for Ink Radio. I'm starting from Leone. To see the performance of the Leone police team participate in the ongoing penal investigation position. What is your take, or what do you want to do to service the institution so that the team will not go to division one again? That's my first question to you. I want to take kudos to the leadership of the police. I mean, now we can get our job very easy and can access information to different police stations by training 55 police officers across the country to deploy them so that when one information we go there, they will assist us with information. It's a very good idea, but kudos to the leadership and to the management of the police team. We want to know how many police stations we have got across the country, then getting 55 police officers. If this number can match with the police station that we have got across the country, that's my second question to you, Media One. My other question is, my question to you is, Kemosi say, according to him, before he was charged to court, you will make it sleep on the ground. If any to take into consideration his health conditions. Look at his health condition, is 80% stroke. Then you arrested him and you make it sleep on the ground, empty ground, and you charge to court. Is that true according to his allegation? Then my last question is somewhere. Thank you. Then my last question is, Media One, look at the rest which was being supplied by this supply to our police officers. We all want to know we have a very decent and very working police officers, and for them to be very punctual police officers, I mean, you have to give them what they deserve. But look at this rest. Look at the sample of the rest which was being supplied.
Not fit for human consumption.
In fact, this is fair. It's not even call it fair. And this is not good. We also want to get a very good police officer so that when you sleep at night, and this is fair is not fair. It's a broken rice. But it's different. This is the low grade.
Low grade.
This is the low grade. This is the low grade I'm talking about. This is the low grade. It's not even second class, not say third class. This is the low grade of it. It's not good. I mean, it's not seriousness. We want to get a very good policing, at least when you sleep at night, to have a very good security who can secure.
Thank you very much.
But for the supplier to supply this sort of this kind of threat to our police officers is very disappointing. So we can please blame to you if this supplier can one day invite him so that he can answer some questions. Because when you go to asking questions, you always prefer go to Media One, go to that. I don't know, maybe Media One is part of the supplier. All say go to Media One, go to Media One. So this is my question, sir. Thank you very much.
So Kufa answers for this.
Okay. I don't know if the correct name is Civil Society.
West African Civil Society for Wax.
Okay, West African. Thank you for sympathizing with us. And I was even expecting that when the mic is transferred to Saidu, he was going to do it. But he didn't. And I was again expecting that Papa was going to do so. Disappointingly, he didn't. So which means whoever does now
But I
will get
advocated for your rights.
Well, thank you for what you did, and we look forward to you coming out. Like you said, you are going to come out to look at our operations, our mandate, and what's going on with policing. Thank you for that. Somebody spoke, I think he spoke about the push.
Yes.
No, we are looking for harmful substance. We look at the content. If it is harmful, whether they call it push or they call it akara, for as long as it is harmful, it becomes of interest to us. And for tech, unfortunately, nobody is here from tech, but they might be listening, but nobody is here from tech. And then maybe we're going to find a way to let them know that somebody is saying they must try as best as possible to implement their mandate. We spoke about the rice. We spoke about poor quality of rice supplied. We spoke about maggot. The fact I was also looking for the maggot. We said we are owed 7 bags, and you want us to invite the supplier. I've heard you. With regards to the poor quality, like you said, I have not received my own license, so I haven't cross-checked. So I have to talk with the director of support services. Maybe if possible, we can get him here next, if possible. But these are concerns we've raised for on behalf of the journalist, and he possibly did it for the police. So I cannot go for anything for now. But let me get the director of support services who is responsible to handle issues regarding license. And you did the same. In fact, you came with an example. Yeah, evidence.
Scientific evidence.
Yeah, evidence. I've seen it. And then we were talking about the fake thing. Is it the fake? Is it the fake?
Yeah, it's a broken.
Oh, it's a broken. It's a broken. So, nice. And those ones we are going to keep off. We are going to take to the director of support services. We spoke about the education. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody. They are not doing there, but they started doing it. It is not over until it is over. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. We won our last. No, we didn't win, but we had a draw. And the match before that, we won 3-0. So we are moving. Let's see what is going to happen. But we are spending a lot getting them together. We pay them on a monthly basis. I think we are one of the very few teams in the Premier that do pay their peers. We pay them every month. And they are not police officers. They are not. It's a police team, but that doesn't mean they are police officers. We have few police officers. There are very few. So they are with us, they are with the team. We buy them, that's what you say, on contract, and they are with us. So let's see what's going to happen to the end of the premiership. And then you spoke about how many police stations we have. Well, let me don't talk about stations, let me talk about divisions, because there is a difference between the station and the division itself. Because within the division, we can have a station. See, for example, take Kisi division. We think Kisi, they have Kisi police station. In fact, even the headquarters itself is a station. And then the one at Kisi, the market, you go to Calabar town, is also a station. So these are all stations. I cannot give you all the stations, but I can give you the divisions. We have 36. If you come to Freetown, we have 11. Goldfish, Longley, Aberdeen, Mountain, Cocoa Cross, Central, I think that's for Freetown West. And then for Freetown East, East End Police, Harbour, Kisi, and Waterloo. And then for North East, Masiaka, Lunge Airport. Not the airport, Lunge Police Station. The division itself is there, apart from the airport. The airport is managed by somebody else. And then we have Port Loco, we have Cambia, we have Lonsai. And then Northeast, we have McKinney itself, we have Panlap going to Kamakwe, and then we have Kamakwe itself. We have Kabbalah, we have Mongo, we have 91, and and then we have Maboka. And then for the south, we have Mano River, we have Pujol, and then we have Bo, we have Bond, we have Wutai, we have Moyamba. And then for eastern region, we have Kainam, we have Dau, we have Togo, we have Kenema itself, and then Motima, and then Togo, and Takoro. So there are 36. Yeah? 36 number. The other answers to be profiled by the appropriate authorities.
For the question of charging Nigerians for tramadol without fake dollars, it is very untrue. We cannot, as a professionals, even though these are protracted investigations, whenever a medicine or tramadol, we have to send it for scientific proof, as well as dollars, we have to send it for proof from through FIU to Bank of Australia. At the end of the day, if we prove these are fake dollars, we charge suspects. For Kemosisi, that information is untrue. Kemosisi was brought to CID. He did not even take 72 hours, less than 24 hours. He was arraigned before court and he was seated comfortably in my office where statements were obtained. So that is it.
And we are not telling you from the year source. We'll move on. Any other questions? It's going to 5.
Yeah.
That you are not here, so
I was.
You are just coming in.
But let me ask questions, sir.
On what?
One on Skybank and the other for the Dominion, because there is something going on I want to know about the Dominion University. But let me just ask the CID man for the Skybank, please.
Okay, take my.
Dominion is TLC now.
Thank you very much. I was not here, but everything that was happening here, I was happening it outside. Thank you very much. No, not Facebook anyway. I have my correspondent here. Yes, sir. You spoke about 2 suspects in your custody concerning whatever body of check, Skybank, or Banani and Son. I want to know these 2 suspects. If the one actually is attached to the bank, or the other one is a staff for this Banani and Son, because it's a syndicate. Today you charge 1 for EcoBank. I have the story now for EcoBank. So I want to know if this, because the bank manager is in court now for EcoBank. So I want to know if this staff, if it is a staff at the Skybank or shopkeeper or whatever. That is 1. For this Dominion, sir. Since you arrested the registrar and the so-called professor, Ezekiel Bangura, this is over 2 months. Let me say over 2 months. You have not yet proved charges. I want to know if these guys are still in your custody or you have given them police bail. If you are not going to charge, let me know. So from there, I will take on my responsibility, sir.
For the suspects for Skybank is the staff who used to collect monies from various locations to the bank. 2, for Dominion, they are on bail, police bail. For Mr. Bangura, he's not from the Dominion, he's from Ogu, African Graduate University.
So I was there when he was conferred this degree.
Presently, I'm telling you, they are on bail. They are not in.
No, he's talking about Bangura. It's not a staff.
Yeah, Mr. Bangura is African graduate, not Dominion.
He's also claiming.
They are also on police bail, but the investigation is still in progress.
Okay, the time is 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock now. Thanks for coming. We have to bring the curtain down. We hope to see you again next week, or even before, as the case may be. Thanks for coming. I now declare the power vested in me. I want to declare this semester closed.
Under which section, sir?